Hey guys, Tomboy601, and today we have the glorious patch notes for the next update. This update has come to a close, and it is time to move on. This is the anniversary update of 2021. I know 2 updates ago it was celebrating 2 years. I think this is full release anniversary is what they're kind of celebrating here. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive on into the patch notes. We know already about the 2 new premium destroyers, but we do have a bunch of other things, including a new game mode, sales, new anime girls. If you're an Azur Lane person, well, we don't have Azur Lane. We have different anime girls. I'm not an anime watcher, so I don't know these anime girls, but we do have them. There's also large anniversary sales, new bureau project, which I think is definitely worth doing. There's a lot. Oh, also massive carrier changes. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming in. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start talking these changes. First off, anniversary activities and sales celebrate the 2 years of sailing together. We want to make this update especially sweet and ensure that everyone will have enough to do and grab. There's loads of stuff to support the festive atmosphere, and we'll soon post a handy guide to all the freebies, sales, deals, and activities going on in the next coming 5 weeks. Trust us, regardless of whether you have just a few hours or the whole month, you'll definitely find ways to get excited and busy in Legends. We'll share links to the guide as soon as it drops, and you can expect something that rhymes with Pressure Fund to arrive in August. Of course, Pressure Fund Treasure Hunt is probably what they're talking about. Hopefully, this is similar to the Advent calendar that they had during the Christmas season. During the holiday season of this year, they did essentially, if you logged in every day or once a week, pretty much, you could do 6 missions. You could do a mission a day, and that would equate up to a free premium. It was the Akotnik. So maybe we'll get something like that. I would be really excited to see a free premium because it's always nice to be able to earn a ship for free. Next, we have the Shock and Awe campaign, which is for the new German destroyer. We've seen countless comments about there not being enough high-tier premium destroyers. So here you go. Our new campaign offers a ZF6, a well-rounded German destroyer. As the ultimate reward, the warship is based on a project to complete a captured French Le Hardy class destroyer. She brings smoke generator and offers outstanding ballistics, as well as a solid for non-American destroyers AA suite. As usual, to obtain the ship, you must need to finish the 100 milestones of the campaign and activate the Admiralty backing. Considering that it's our birthday, we didn't make the campaign any harder than it needs to be, and theoretically possible to complete all the missions during the last week. Once a set of new missions appears, they stay available until the end of the update, August 30th. However, each new weekly set requires that the previous ones have been completed first. So you can wait for all of these to accumulate and then go through them, but you can't do them simultaneously, which is slightly unfortunate. And then let's go ahead and talk out the rewards. So if you don't purchase the Admiralty backing and you go through all the milestone missions, you'll get 40 red boosters, 24 Type 1 camos, 24 Type 2 camos, 24 Type 3 camos, 7 anniversary camouflages, 270,000 Commander XP, 11 promotion orders, 1 insignia, 1 commendation, 7 days of premium account time, 1 Secret Santa crate, 1 big crate, 1 winter big crate, 1 summer break, 1 German Commander crate, 1 patch background, and 1 patch symbol. Now, if you do decide to shell out for the Admiralty backing, you will get 10 rare boosters, 40 epic boosters, 40 Type 1 camos, 40, and these will all be in addition to what has already been said. 40 Type 2 camos, 40 Type 3 camos, 21 anniversary camouflages, 95,000 Commander XP, 1.35 million credits, 18,000 global XP, 29 promotion orders, 4 insignias, 3 commendations, 750 balloons, 2 Halloween 20 credits, 2 Halloween 20 crates, 1 Black Friday crate, 1 Super Santa crate, 1 Lunar New Year crate, 1 Stellar crate, 1 Golden Week 21 crate, 1 Summer Big crate, 1 Winter Big crate, 1 Summer Big crate, and of course, the ZF6, the reason you're doing the campaign. And given all of those crates, I think you can guess what the new bureau project is. But before we do that, let's go ahead and talk about the new alternate line of American battleships. Yes, they were introduced as early access during this past update. Nevada, Tennessee, North Carolina, and finally Kansas will now be researchable and helmed into battle at will. While you're probably familiar with one or another with a tier to tier 6 ships. Kansas, the top dog of the line, is an enhanced version of Colorado. She offers a heavy broadside of 12 16-inch guns, good range, and a citadel that sits below the waterline. She has a pretty tight turning circle, but her speed might be the downer, as she is the slowest tier 7 battleship. Her top speed is just 25 knots before upgrades. Kansas also has access to defensive AA fire, which is unusual for a battleship. However, to deploy this rare consumable, she'll need to sacrifice another consumable in the 4th slot, mainly spotter, catapult fighter, or enhanced secondary targeting. So there we have it. That's going to be the Kansas. Looking forward to being able to play her and see what comes of her. Definitely excited. Next, Italian additions, and this is super exciting. Perhaps a little unexpectedly, we're adding 2 new Italian destroyer commanders, as well as the tier 7 destroyer Pablo Emilio, to give you a great vessel to test their skills on. And of course, we do also have the Leone as a ship that you can purchase in the shop right now. So the 2 new destroyers are going to be Giuseppe Fugassi, I don't know. His base trait is going to be in the fog. It increases the duration of smoke generator by up to 10%. And then his unique second row skill will be Squid's Ink, which is increasing the duration of smoke generator by 20% to 50% at the cost of a shorter smoke screen dispersion time. So longer time of it being pushed out. This will be nice for the for kind of the smoke generator type ones, you know, the ones that track with the ship that you can run at full speed and remain hidden. This is definitely a set of inspirations that will work towards that. I definitely want to see using that base trait on not only the destroyers, but the cruisers as well. The other destroyer commander is going to be Luigi Rizzo. His base trait is going to be the Great Escape, which increases the duration of engine boost by up to 8% and reduces its reload time by up to 4%. Then his unique second row skill is going to be Swordfish. It increases the duration of engine boost from 2 to 8% and improves torpedo damage from 0.75% up to 3%. Additionally, Paolo Emilio is an Italian tier 7 destroyer with a respectable HP pool and easy to use guns, as well as quite powerful torpedoes. However, Pablo does lack range, as she has to execute all of her attacks at somewhat close to enemy lines. Keep that in mind before getting her and while looking for the best strategies. That destroyer we know will be available for 750,000 XP. We kind of know all about it. We still don't know if it's going to be the traditional smoke or the engine smoke. I'm still really hoping that it is the engine smoke that is going to be available on her, because if not, it is going to feel a little weird. Having the new destroyer commanders, I love. That's great. It's always nice to see actual new commanders come to the game. Next, on to the anime girls. Arpeggio of Blue Steel, Ars Nova collaboration. We're bringing in a new wave of anime characters to Legends. This time, it's Arpeggio of Blue Steel ships, commanders with unique voiceovers and skills and more. You'll be able to get your hands on up to 5 commanders and 2 ships, not to mention a crate that can drop any of them, plus a unique skin for the cruiser Otago. Find out all the details in our special blog post and make your choice. So I found this interesting. I think they've done a total of 2 collaborations like this over on PC. So they definitely have a bunch of ship assets that they can use. Interestingly, we'll get down to the bottom, but there isn't any sold in store premiums to be added in this update. So I'm wondering if some of these ships will actually be unique ships, because over on the PC version, they do have ships that aren't in this game but are very similar to ships that we have in this game. So it will be interesting to see if the ships that they are adding are wholly new ships, or if they're going to be like Azur Lane Baltimore, where we have the Baltimore, this is just one that has a cool paint job. Like, we will see what happens with that. Next, Legendary Birthday in the Bureau. Just like last year, we're introducing a project that takes a look back at the important milestones of the past year, encompassing most of the new ships and events that appeared and happened during the past year. We're offering multiple retro crates as well as a special anniversary camouflage for most of the stages of this project. The project currently is not time limited, but is very likely to become deprecated after a few updates. So be sure to start researching it if you don't want to lose it. Please note, segments that focus on particular chapters of our history will also ask for ships and commanders connected to those chapters. I love when they do this. Last year, this is where I got my Blaskaiwa, and I got one of the anime commanders, or one of the Azur Lane commanders. Like, these bureau projects are the most valuable thing that you can go ahead and use and research, just because they give you another chance to get something you probably missed out on, gives you one more chance at one of the rare crates. And as we saw in the Admiralty backing, they're bringing back a lot of their crates, and I would assume a lot of those crates that I read off are going to be the one and the same crates that will be available in this Bureau project. So definitely go out there if you finished off your Oklahoma, or if you finished off your Kleber or your Worcester and you don't have anything left, or even if you do, just kind of focus on one ship and then do kind of what I would call the bonus ones, which right now I kind of think of Worcester and Kleber research projects as my like focus on those, as focus on one of those, and then Oklahoma and this one will be my bonus one, and then once I finish out the bonus one, I'll flip back over to working on the other ships. But I definitely think these are absolutely worth it to go ahead and take part in. They just give you that extra chance. These have traditionally been the ones where I've gotten the most luck. Of course, it's RNG, so who knows if it will be the same for you. Next up, Ranked Battles. This update features 3 seasons of Ranked Battles, 2 of them for the Weekend Warriors, an extended one for the rest. You can, of course, pick and choose which ones you want to participate in. What's most important this time is that we're venturing forth with ship tiers. To be specific, Season 14 utilizes Tier 6 ships, Season 15 goes straight to Tier 7 ships, and Season 16 features a 3-league system, which allows you to climb your way from Tier 5 to Tier 7, with Tier 7 also coinciding with League 1, which has the most unforgiving rule set. If that's something you find exciting, you may like this bit of news even more. We're adding the arms race mechanic, which worked out well in the last arena season, to all of the ranked battle seasons for this update. Season 14 to 16 will be July 29th, August 5th, and August 12th, respectively. Find out all of the info in a dedicated blog post on July 28th. This is super exciting. People have been begging for higher tier ship ones. I'm only going to say be prepared with lots of money, because repair costs are going to repair costs remain the same, and you know how bad your ranked teammates can be. So if they don't mess with earn rates, you may find yourself losing money a lot of the time when playing in these higher ranks. So be prepared to kind of have to spend some credits in order to stay active in this season of ranked. Just keep that in mind. You may want to just start saving those credits. Beyond that, I'm super excited to see arms race stuff coming in, and to have the 2 like sprint seasons and the 1 full length season. This is all great. They're catering to as many people as they can, and I don't blame them for it, and I'm really enjoying it. Next, let's go ahead and talk balance changes, because these are going to be, woo, guys, the meta is changing, and it's going to be different. Okay, here we go. So let's begin. Let's talk matchmaking. Legendary tier ships can now division up with Tier 7 ships. This is something that many of you have wanted for quite some time, so we hope that this will allow you and your friends to reconnect. Cool, that's great, whatever. This next one is game-changing, is going to completely turn the game on its head. All destroyer commanders will receive the Perceptive skill, which increases visibility of any enemy torpedoes, reduces incoming damage to your destroyer, and more importantly, shows the direction to the closest enemy ship. That's right, guys. Twist and Track is coming to every single destroyer. It is going to be insane. Destroyers are blatantly getting a buff. This is changing the meta. I think this definitely helps lines that didn't previously have a Twist and Track commander. I'm looking at you, Great Britain. I'm excited to go back and play my Lightning even more now, because now I'll have Twist and Track on it. Like, oh boy, this is huge. Like, for the people who didn't like playing the British ones because the German ships are very similar, but they get Twist and Track, well, now you don't have an like, as someone who likes and really enjoys destroyers, this is the meta changing moment right here, which I'm curious to see how it goes, because destroyer v destroyer combat is about to get real, especially to the stealth torpedo boats, because everyone can hunt you now. Okay, next, on to aircraft carrier adjustments nerfs. Here we go. There are significant changes coming to Tier 7, namely their aircraft groups. From now on, they will include 8 and 9 plane formations, depending on the exact ship. So, August von Parsifal, she'll have 9 plane dive bomber squadron with a 3-unit strike for the base ship, and the same when fully upgraded. She'll also have the 9 plane torpedo bomber squadron with 3 strike unit groups for both the base ship and when fully upgraded. Shokaku, she'll have the 9 plane dive bomber squadron with 3 units for the base ship, but her torpedo bombers will be 8 with 2-unit strike groups. So you'll be able to get 4 off if you can keep those things alive, which is going to stretch your DPS over a longer time. This is both good and bad. One, it's going to bring your DPM down, but you're going to be able to regen more planes if you can keep them alive. Wargaming says about these changes that they've looked at all 3 top tier carriers closely and made the described changes looking at such stats as average damage, lifetime, win rate, and survivability, as well as cross-check these with the ship's popularity. The change for Shokaku may look harsh, but the truth is the ship is consistently outperforming the Lexington. What this change does mainly is stretch the damage over a longer period of time, but the net difference shouldn't be dramatic. Importantly, while there are more planes, the overall squadron HP remains largely similar. This means that individual planes now have less HP. That said, we'll continue to follow the carrier's careers closely and prepare more changes as time goes on. Also, other changes. They've removed some of the least used commander skills from Universal Commanders. The amount of picks for these skills was unfortunately so statistically insignificant that we decided to lighten up their skill trees so to cause less confusion among newer players. And ouch, that hurts, Wargaming, because you just called me statistically insignificant. So, barely out of peril, on second thought, and smoke on the water were removed from Togo, George Dewey, and Shear. And then barely out of peril was also removed from Jellicoe, Von Essen, Dufournet, and Campione. If you don't know what barely out of peril was, it was the ramming skill, the one that I used to great effect in my April Fool's video. If you want to go ahead and take a look at that, I'll go ahead and link it. It's sad to see that that gem of a skill no longer in the game, because, you know, I enjoyed being able to survive ramming people. Not that I got to do it much other than in that video, so go check it out after this video if you haven't seen it already. Okay, now onto the miscellaneous changes and improvements. The big race map now has Epicenter Mode enabled for Tier 4 battles. The Epicenter Mode works in a way that closer to the center you are, the more zones you can actively capture. If you're in the outer circle, you're only capturing that circle, but if you go for the center, you can capture the whole thing. To be victorious, a team must capture the epicenter, win by points, destroy every other ship on the opposing team. Teams start with 450 points each. Teams receive 3 points for every 4 seconds per circle when capturing. Capturing a circle takes 60 seconds if uninterrupted. So that's cool. Another new game mode. I wish it was coming to more than just Tier 4 games, but I have a feeling that has to do with spotting and like just the size of the map. Hopefully we see that mode expanded. I definitely look forward to a new game mode. Ship filters have been visually reworked to make them a bit more user-friendly. Additionally, you can now filter commanders whenever looking for one of your ship or browsing inspirations for commanders. Ship filters also react to manipulations quicker now. Next change, spawns should now be more symmetric with fewer situations occurring where a ship is alone at the spawn location. Hallelujah. I think this has been what's causing the swirling effect, the black hole, the thing where we just have lemming trains. I think this is one of the reasons that has been caused from it is with the carrier introduction. It's making more unbalanced sided teams. So hopefully everything being more symmetrical, we won't see as much of the toilet bowl swirl that we've been seeing in this game. The Clear Sky medal is now awarded for shooting down 20 enemy aircraft in one battle. Aircraft carrier-based bomber squadrons have received a new targeting reticle, which will be interesting. The campaign interface has now been improved and streamlined. Aircraft stats in the loadout have been shortened. Ship consumables that can be switched are now more obvious, which is nice, just so you realize, oh, I could go ahead and switch that one's consumable out for another. You know, on battleships, when you keep forgetting to switch out the fighter aircraft for a spotter plane, yeah, it will be a little more obvious to you. You can now next big change, which is really nice. You can now open multiple crates at once. Use a new option button by holding down X button on Xbox or square on PlayStation to open all the crates you currently have. Once you do this, the contents will be displayed in a pop-up window that will be broken into pages should your backlog of containers be too big. Next, the Detected Ribbon Award, whenever you first spot an enemy ship, has now been added for all ship types and their consumable planes. Previously, you could only receive the spotting ribbon when flying your aircraft squadrons. It's good to see this come to the game because having spotting ribbons definitely helps encourage people to realize that they are performing a unique action. Next is added several new historical camouflages. So here we go with all of the new historical camouflages, and there's one in here that I'm hoping is a certain camo we've all been waiting for. So Baltimore, Bismarck, Hipper, Z-23, Richelieu, Charles Montel, Shokaku, and Lexington will now all have historical camouflages. I'm really hoping that the Bismarck is getting the one camo we've all been waiting for the Baltic camo. Let's hope it's that one, but if not, oh well. And then finally, there are a couple of bug fixes, so German squadrons can now fly until they are either shot down or the battle is over. Some squadrons remained invisible for the player for a period of several seconds when taking off. That's been fixed. Change the description of the last conquest camouflage for Hood and Bismarck, and Rhine now correctly has 10 torpedo bombers in its hangar rather than 9. And there we go. That is all of the changes and updates. What do you guys think? There is a lot of them. I'm looking forward to this update. It seems we are heading in a good direction now. Hopefully the turret bug gets solved soon. But beyond that, I think this is a fairly solid effort, and I look forward to playing it next Monday. So yeah, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.